Welcome, race fans, to the Stay Tuned Trucks Sports Truck Series here at Darlington, the Darlington 150, race number 6 of the race. We were absent for race number 5, but we are here and we are excited to get things going here. Qualifying just has wrapped up. Joining me today, David Huckleberry. We missed him. He's back. And he is ready to go about showing you these wonderful scenes at this very unique racetrack here. Also, myself, Gerald Campbell, will be your announcer for tonight. As we just stated, qualifying just has wrapped up, and we're gonna go through the field here with you. Let's see. I believe we got it right there. Yep. Starting in the first position tonight is Jonathan Cutlip for Pro Edge Racing. And starting in the second position tonight, Tyler Fody for Lake Norman Motorsports. Third is Leighton Norgard for Abbott Motorsports. Chris Wright starting in fourth position for Mountain Man Motorsports. William White for Abbott Motorsports will be starting fifth. Scott Crump, Lake Norman Motorsports, starting in sixth. Corey Abbott and Abbott Motorsports starting in seventh. Justin Wadsworth and starting in eighth. Ninth is Jesse Racimus. Yes, Racimus.
You got her.
I got it. It's now become a habit saying it correctly. Right. That's what's getting me. Starting in 10th, Richard Lakawa, and for Aggressive Eagle Racing. Starting in 11th, coming out for a truck race, one of his rare appearances, Tate Lytle for Pro Edge. Starting in 12th for Aggressive Eagle is Thomas Sherman. Starting 13th is Michael Hossack. Starting at 14th is Jess Story. Starting 15th is Brent Jones. 16th tonight is Sam Batwell. Starting in 17th position is Michael Goodman, also one of the few appearances in the Truck Series. David Dunwoody in 18th. Gilbert Gahir Gomera starting in 19th. In the 20th position, Mark Rebellis. Starting in 21st, Dustin Dewar. Starting 22nd, Jeff Green, after that amazing run that he had in the previous race, in race number 5, where he came in second. Going to try to see if he can back that up. Connor Thompson starting in 23rd. Andrew Hardcastle, 24th. And 25th is Jay Connor. And Jaden Racimus is in 26th in the final position for tonight. Well, the trucks are going down the back straightaway. We're excited. We'll go through the points here a little later on. But right now, these drivers are focused on trying to get the best start they can. A tough track. Most would believe it's a single groove racetrack, but we're going to see how they do going into turn number 1, side by side. The pace car is off. We're ready to get race number 6 going here in the Stay Tuned Truck Sports Series, where the racing gets good. And the good gets racing. The green flag is out, and we are underway as Jonathan Cutlip has a great start, but right to his outside still, Tyler Fody. We'll see if the 11 truck is able to clear himself just barely, as he is able to jump up in front of the 40 truck there. 110 laps for this race tonight. And a few drivers already starting to back off, looking to try to preserve their vehicles for the long haul here. Three sets of tires in the pits, and there is going to be no stages here. So this could possibly go green flag, but that will also depend on how these drivers are able to handle getting around this racetrack. So far, Cutlip is doing a really good job of staying in front of Fody, as those two are starting to put a little bit of a distance between them and third place driver Chris Wright. Little side-by-side battle back there. Ooh, Tate Lytle right on the back of Lakawa there, as he is right on the back bumper going down the front straightaway. There's nothing like a racetrack like Darlington where you're going so fast and heading straight at a turn, and you see nothing but wall, and you have to put your fender inches away from it. That's the fastest line around here. Tate Lytle trying to cut up in front. Oh, wow, the 88 there had to lift a little bit and ended up getting into the wall just a little bit, as Tate Lytle was not willing to wait any longer as he is able to clear himself. That was for the 8th position that Tate Lytle just took. Now you got to be careful. You don't want to damage the fenders too much, although it's not like a normal 1.5 mile track. There is a lot of lifting here. But there's still a lot of on throttle time too, so having that straight line speed and having the fenders somewhat resemble their normal shape would be key point for tonight's race. So you see passes. Usually drivers will allow someone to get past when they get alongside. It's just too difficult to race side by side for very long. So you see Corey Abbott there trying to block off the 49 of Brent Jones a little bit.
Pretty much single filed all the way through the pack.
Here we do. We have a battle for the lead as looks like 11 has lost pace a little bit, and that has allowed Tyler Fody and Chris Wright to look to get past. Fody is long clear. Chris Wright able to get it done in turns 1 and 2 and just clears himself. So now Jonathan Cutlip finds himself after going past the start-finish line, going from first down to third. So you're on board here with Chris Wright doing a wonderful job here so far in this event. Beautiful sunset here in this track. Oh, we have contact. 2 trucks made heavy contact. The 12, and I think that was the 90 of Scott Crump, and that has caused a massive stack up here. I think a Leighton Norgard and Scott Crump came out of the turn and made contact, and both hit the wall pretty hard. You see now that's allowed some of the some really tight battling to occur with the 56 and the I'm trying to see who that is. That's the 43rd.
William White.
Yeah, William Wright there. William does let Tate Lytle get past. Now Scott Crump is going to try to see if he can battle his way back up through the field. Lost quite a lot of positions from that incident.
Battle for the lead here.
We do have a battle. Chris Wright showing some muscle here as he is right on the back bumper of Fody. That has gapped these drivers in the top 3 from the rest of the field. That contact with Crump and Leighton Norgard. That's allowed these 3 to get a little bit of a breather here. But here comes the 42 underneath the 40, trying to find a way by. A lot of action already happening and taking place here with only 9 laps down. Hearing there's a lot of net code is what that incident with a Leighton Norgard and the 90 of Crump. Still 26 trucks on the track here. Why there is an emphasis on points here tonight, this is about the time and place where people that are running for a chance to try to make it into the chase are going to be looking and focusing on that margin of the points. It's going to be the top 12 make it in on points. And so drivers are going to be looking at where they're running here with only 5 races left in this season for the regular season to get into the playoffs. So drivers looking at trying to get into that final 12 places kind of being the key. So as you see there, the points are not that far apart. So a lot of points could be made up or lost very quickly with 5 races left of the season. Back up front, it is still Chris Wright right onto the back bumper of Fody. Those drivers have put about a second gap between them and Jonathan Cutlip in the 11. See, the difficult part here for Chris Wright is when a driver's running the line that you want to run, this track does not really offer a lot of areas to make a pass. "13 laps down in this event, and the tire fall off is pretty heavy as the drivers are almost a second slower than what they were in qualifying already. So you see here Scott Crump trying to make a pass on our English driver there, William White. Right behind them is the 23 of Sherman. Scott Crump able to get it done, and that's set up 43 to have a bad exit. Oh, into the wall. Yeah, he was way too low. Was never going to really make that turn. I could see that a mile away. And he pounded that outside wall coming out of 2. That allowed Thomas Sherman to get by, but worst of all, that's going to cause a lot of damage for him. And look at these two battling again. I think the 88 remembers the last time the 56 was inside of them as they're making contact.
Caution.
Oh, caution now. Caution now. William White around. Corey Abbott. And it looks like Jess Story as well. That caution may have just saved a future caution between the 56 and the 88. But let's see if we can go back and see what happened here.
Yes, Story coming by below William White.
Oh,
not clear.
No. Unfortunately for all three of those drivers, I mean, hard contact for all three. I think Jess Story's engine is blown and his night is done at this point. But the other two probably have just as severe damage. And both the night of Corey Abbott and William White are probably not in good shape either. And nowhere for Corey Abbott to go. Yeah, it looks like Jess Story maybe just got a little bit too low and hit right underneath that dotted white line. And why I say that's a lot flatter portion of the track. And shot him up. Maybe he was thinking the 43 would give him a little bit more room earlier on in this, but ultimately he came up into the 43. And that's exactly what race control has deemed as well. They are going to give the EOL or the tally to Jeff Story there. Not that it's going to make much difference for him tonight, as that will be the end of his night. Pit stops have just finished up. I think we have a mixed bag. Well, that'd be exciting. I think we have some drivers that decided to take it and some not.
Top 10 stayed out.
Yeah, top 10 drivers have stayed out, and that really bodes well for us watching here at home, because what that's going to allow us to do is see a lot of strategy calls being made here, and that's exactly what you want to see with great racing here. That's what makes Darlington really good, is when there's multiple strategies going on. And as those drivers, as I stated, are going to have new tires, are going to be about a second quicker. So watch them as they try to make way through a one-groove racetrack with a lot fresher and faster tires. Looks like they're going to be stacking them back up here. Up front, Fody still leads Chris Wright in second. Wadsworth in third. You're farther ahead. Connor Thompson back there in ninth. So how do you say that full name there?
That would be Gilberto Javier Gomera.
I missed you, Dave.
I work at a university with a lot of wild names, so I have to read them on a basis.
Not me. It'd be, hey buddy, hey sir, hey whatever you are. I don't care what you are. I'm not that person with names, but looks like the pace car lights are off. We're going to be going back to green. That'd be with 19 laps down. As it's going to be going back to Tyler Fody here. Chris Wright to his outside. So they're waiting to get to the green or to the Geico restart line. Right there should be. Yep, and green flag is out. Tyler Fody underway, clears himself quite easily. And that's actually a really bad start for Chris Wright, because it looks like the 19 is going to try to take a shot of being able to clear himself. Oh, he's right there. Oh, it's so close. He just got past Chris Wright. And oh man, there's a stack up. 3 wide, 4 wide, as it looks like Tate Lytle trying any line. I don't even think he's on the racetrack.
He's making up lines.
He's making up the turn as it goes. As he just passed about 3 or 4 drivers coming out of turn 1. He's trying to find a way past them as quickly as possible with his fresh tires. He is now stuck behind the 47. Oh, 3 wide. Oh, you can't even go 1 wide there. And they're able to get it done. Sam Batwell lost 2 positions. Not going to be happy about that. As Tate Lytle is now going to try to see if he can charge his way up through there. Because there's so much chaos going on right now with drivers with fresh tires trying quickly to get around as quickly as possible to get up to the front. You see there, one of the drivers with new tires, I think the first driver with new tires is the 11 of Jonathan Cutlip. He now finds himself in the 7th position. So you see Tate Lytle still getting stuck behind people. He is not going to be a happy camper at the end of this. He's probably wondering why he entered a truck race, for him to be stuck behind people. But right now he's right behind Thomas Sherman, trying to look away around, trying to see who that is in that dark car there. 44, that was Michael Goodman. Tate Lytle able to clear both Sherman and Goodman there, get himself back up into the 9th position. Up further along as it looks like Cutlip trying to make a pass on Dustin Dewar. Did so. Did the pass as both him and the nearest to him with fresh tires, which is Scott Crump. Scott Crump now trying to take a look. These two know if this goes green from here on out, they're going to have a huge advantage as it looks like Lakawa in front hit the wall. Oh, hit the wall again. He's one of those with old tires, so he has 23-lap old tires, and he just made a pounding on the wall there. As you can see, all the damage on the side, but here comes Scott Crump. Oh, he got loose coming out of turn 4, trying to make up the time to get in front of Cutlip. They both find themselves running in 4th and 5th positions so far, and they're quickly catching the leaders up here. Up in front, ever since Wadsworth got around Chris Wright for the 2nd position, Chris Wright has not been able to get past the 19. But now he's got other troubles as he's going to see 2 very fast flying trucks right behind him. So you see it further back there, Tate Lytle and his favorite buddy, Lakawa there, going side by side. This time a little bit easier for Tate Lytle with fresh tires, able to get that 7th position. Oh, as you see here, Chris right now is starting to get past. He gives him plenty of room, but Scott Crump right on the back bumper of Cutlip there. Looking to see if that 11 truck makes any mess up. He would much prefer to be the first driver with fresh tires here. As they catch right up onto the back of Wadsworth. Oh, I thought they were about to go 3 wide going into turn 3. As both of them make easy work of the 19 truck here. So now both the 11 and the 90 only have one more driver in front of them. "27 laps down, and it's already been a really good race. As you see the time deficit that these drivers have been making up on the leader here. And not just a little, quite a bit. 3/10 that last lap. That was while passing a driver. As they are now right on the back bumper. Ooh, Scott Crump got a little bit into the wall. He got himself a Darlington stripe here tonight. As they are now right on the back bumper of Tyler Fody. See if Tyler Fody puts up any type of fight here. He might fight that 11 truck, a Pro Wedge driver. We've seen in the Elite Series how much Pro Edge and Lake Norman have not gotten along in any of the series that they've raced so far. But this time around, they seem to have gotten along enough for a pass to be made. Now Scott Crump is going to try to see if he can be able to make quick work of his teammate, of Tyler Fode, and see if he can be able to take sail and try to go after that 11 truck for the lead. Those drivers that have stayed out on old tires are begging for a caution at this point. And they almost had it. Ooh, a little touch between Jeff Green and the 24 there of Michael Hossack, as Jeff Green is able to get around. Get drivers with fresh tires compared to those with old. Jeff Green trying to work his way up from the 22nd starting position. Ooh, the 24 made contact into the outside wall. Turn 2 seems to be the difficult spot for some of these drivers. Not able to arc it enough, and the 24 into the wall again. He's stuck into it like glue. Unable to get off of it until he gets back to the front straightaway. And in the meantime, he has lost all positions.
All the way down to 18th now.
Lost positions, lost fenders, and still making contact with the wall.
We got a number on that side.
Somehow, some way. That's not tape on the side of that car. That is some kind of an adhesive. As you see, Tate Lytle now finds himself side by side with the third place driver, Tyler Fode. Wow, Tate Lytle. I think he gave himself plenty of room between him and his rival right now, Tyler Fode, going into turn 1. He did not want any contact between the two. I'm wondering if Tate Lytle had something to drink tonight, because he's been very, very aggressive.
They shared some pleasantries.
I'm thinking that's Chad Frankenfield in the 56. I'm not fooled. Chad says he's watching it at home. I don't believe it. I think he's at Tate Lytle's house. Ooh, contact back there. Oh, the 88. Oh, there was other contact back there. A harder hit for Lacroix, as he and the 12 made a little contact, and the 88 went into the outside wall pretty hard. Really hard. He's going to have quite a bit of damage from that. As this run goes further and further, some drivers are still on their start of the race tires. So 34-lap tires, and we could easily say that they have lost all grip at this point. Lost grip and lost paint on the side of the car.
Just the battle for the lead up front. Here's pass how Crump got to the front.
Oh, Scott Crump able to get past here. This is the replay showing it. Able to get underneath the 11, and I don't think the 11 really put up much of a battle there. Cutlip, who started on pole. But we saw that earlier with Tyler Fode. He has an incredible short run speed, but long run speed, Cutlip just does not have just the same amount of speed as those Lake Norman drivers. And not too far behind him is going to be his teammate there, Tate Lytle, who's going to be trying to charge up to get up to that 90.
All spread out now.
Now, I don't do the broadcasting so on Wednesdays, so you do. I do race on Wednesdays, but you do know how much Lake Norman and Pro Edge have found themselves at odds on the racetrack for the last few races on quite a bit of occasions. Have you not?
Oh, yeah. And I've also, over the years, found that's not series specific. It's whenever those two teams are anywhere near each other, they have no problem sharing space and trading paint.
Yeah, last Wednesday, Tate Lytle and another Lake Norman driver made some heavy contact, and both teams had some harsh words to say about each other. So be interesting to see with Tate Lytle and Scott Crump, if they get to battling here, how much of that overplays itself, because like I said, there was quite a heated debate between the drivers.
Yeah, we had a driver who was in our waiting room, the booth, and didn't let him in the door. Now, see, if it was your tonight, you would have let him in.
Absolutely.
We honored the team owner's request that we not enter.
And probably for the best for whoever wants monetization on the broadcast.
Out of respect for the sponsors.
Well, speaking of sponsors, let's go ahead and do our sponsor readouts here, as probably pit stops will be happening here in about 4 or 5 laps.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
And we're back here as the battling for the lead has heated up quite a bit. Already a little bit of contact between the 11 front bumper and the back bumper of that 90 truck. And here comes the 56 of Tate Lytle, as we're about to have a three-way battle for the lead here on lap 44 of this long green flag run. Been going green flag here for about 25 laps here, I believe. And it is getting really, really exciting here.
30 laps now.
Not only are they battling for the lead here, but they are coming up on a lot of lap traffic. A lot of those drivers that did not pit that last time by are really suffering right now. As here comes the 56 around the 11. Jonathan Cutlip let him have it, as he's going to send his boss, or one of his teammates, up here to battle with the Lake Norman driver of Scott Crump. Well, now Scott Crump sees a much different picture behind his back bumper as Tate Lytle right on the back bumper. I think that was a little bit of a touch there, just let him know he's there. Now the question is, Scott Crump is very aggressive. How will Tate Lytle get around him? As he's now taking a look to the inside on lap 47 into the inside. And going into turn 1, Tate Lytle not going to have the preferred spot, but is he going to pinch him into the wall? It's getting really close. Oh boy, they gave each other space. Almost 3 wide.
Oh, Tate's blocking Cutlip.
Gave him a bump. I don't know if that was to help him, but I don't know if it did either. But coming out of turn 4, they're still side by side, inches away from each other on a track that you should not be able to do this. As these drivers are driving really hard. We're not even halfway through. Coming out of turn 2. Oh, really close. They're almost door banging down the back straightaway going into turn 3. Tate Lytle will have the spot, I believe. Yes, he will. Cuts in front of Scott Crump. Scott now taking a look to the inside as they are quickly coming up on some slower lap traffic. Wow, what a move by Tate Lytle. Very clean, very aggressive, and oh man, he's having to push hard because he knows if you give Scott Crump a chance, he's going to try to get that right back from you. And Scott Crump is probably digging really hard right now.
Coming up on the back of the 47 of Sam Batwell.
So those drivers that did not pit, needless to say, this is really hurting them. Especially if they go a lap down like Sam Batwell here in the 47 truck. Tate Lytle just so much faster right now than any of them. Scott Crump has had difficulties here tonight trying to get around lap traffic. Had a little incident with Jaden Racimus under that commercial break there. Was not happy with that driver. So he's already had a little bit of issues with lap traffic here. But Tate Lytle has absolutely set sail here, as now he has almost a second lead already. Well, if you want, let's go ahead and go through our top 10 real quickly. Up front here is Tate Lytle, who seems to be lifting off just a little bit and just conserving his vehicle right now for Pro Edge. Started in the 11th spot up to the first position now. In second position is Scott Crump, started in the 6th position up to the 2nd for Lake Norman Motorsports. And here in third, Jonathan Cutlip, our pole sitter, doing a better job, I believe, with his tires. He's been keeping up with Scott Crump and still trying to take battle to him. And in fourth position, Thomas Sherman, doing a really good job for my team and for Aggressive Eagle. Doing a really good job in that 23 truck here tonight. And the 5th position, maybe not for much longer, is Tyler Fody for Lake Norman on older tires. Surprised he's even doing that well with how old of tires he has. As Jay Connor, not in his normal number, he's usually the number 9 truck, but 25 here tonight. Still no sponsor. Right behind Tyler Fody, trying to look away around. Leighton Norgard for Abbott Motorsports in the 7th position, doing a good job after having some contact earlier on. Justin Wadsworth fading back just a little bit, also with the older tires, I believe, finds himself back into the 8th position, 12 seconds behind the lead. Brent Jones doing a really good job here in his beautiful livery here for Crummy Electronics Racing Team in the 9th position. And then Jesse Racimus in his independent drive here up to the 10th position. So that's our top 10 right now. Right now we only have 19 drivers on the lead lap, and that is getting smaller and smaller as from what everyone calls him, Gilberto, or just Gil. That's what everyone calls him, Gil. That is about to go a lap down here as Tate Lytle is starting to get to the back bumpers. We do have some pit stops happening. Looks like Gil has decided to come down and end the suffering of those tires. Oh, we got a battle for second. Looks like Cutlip. Scott Crump just went up the hill. And I think he just gave it to Cutlip, but now he's coming back down underneath him. That was weird. He gave him the bottom lane. Cutlip took it, and now Scott Crump back to the bottom lane. Coming out of turn 4, it looks like Cutlip will have the advantage here and the straight line speed to get a little distance from Scott Crump. So that will put Pro Edge now 1 and 2. See there, more drivers starting to come down pit road. About the time Tate Lytle laps him is when most come down. Also going down is Michael Hossack in the 24 truck. Yeah, those drivers find themselves 17 to 24 seconds back with old tires. Just shows you how well Tyler Fode's been doing. 10 seconds behind the leader, but considering most of his competitors that were on the same strategy are nearly a lap down at this point, he's done a really good job with those old tires.
Looks like Mark scraped one of his 9s off the side of his.
he took Jay's number. That's why he had to pick 25, because Mark Rebellis took off one of his 9s off his 99 number. Out front, putting some distance here now. 2.5 seconds on Jonathan Cup, as I believe Fode's just gone down pit road. Now these other drivers that are on the racetrack will not have to pit if they do not want to for another about 16, 17 laps. You see a host of those drivers starting to come down pit road now. You can see all the Darlington stripes that have been left on these trucks. I would say at least half of them have had a stripe or two already. Over half, if I had to guess. Well, let's go ahead and give it over to you, Dave, for you to be able to do your sponsor readouts.
Okay. This is, of course, the Stay Tuned Sports Podcast Truck Series. Stay Tuned Sports was started in 2016 by two friends, even though hating each other's teams, with the purpose of producing a sports show like no other. They wanted to create a show that would cover all major sports with a little bit of comedy mixed in. Stay Tuned Sports releases weekly episodes covering NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and even. So if you're looking for some hot takes mixed in with some good ball busting, this is the show for you. Stay Tuned Sports, your home for sports nonsense. Our premier sponsors, TA Services, you saw their ad. For 36 years, TA Services has been a trusted domestic and international full-service third-party logistics provider, offering freight brokerage, managed transportation, warehousing and fulfillment, and cross-border logistics to shippers around the globe. TA Services moves what matters to you. TA Services team makes ship happen. Out of practice on these. Blue Egg Marketing. Blue Egg is the marketing department for small business. Blue Egg has also signed up for the 24A season, so we want to welcome them back. Constraints can catalyze creativity. We help businesses punch above their weight class. And finally, our last premier sponsor is Worldwide Technology Raceway. Worldwide Technology Raceway is a motorsport racing facility in Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis, Missouri. It features a 1.25-mile NASCAR Cup Series, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and an open wheel series. Also has a 2-mile infield road course used by Trans Am, SCCA, and Porsche Club of America, a 1/4-mile NHRA drag strip that hosts the Midwest Nationals event, and a Kartplex, a state-of-the-art karting facility. Those are our sponsors for this evening.
Real quickly, there is a caution, and that has absolutely ruined the night of those drivers that had to take tires. Ruined the night of those drivers.
Do you know who the cause is?
I heard Brent Jones apologize.
Okay,
That's about all I heard.
That'll give us a good place to start. I do have the yellow flag being tagged, but not to a person.
Hearing a net code, but I don't see who. Maybe Michael. I think maybe. Oh, it was Goodman. I'm hearing it was Goodman.
Okay, we're on board here with our lovely good.
Oh yeah! Oh my goodness! I can't believe your system didn't register any contact there. There was quite a bit of contact between him and Jay Connor there, as Goodman. They called it net code there. Makes pretty heavy front end damage.
Be able to get a good view of the net code. Yep.
Yeah, there's net code. Yeah, quite a bit of net code. Unfortunate for Goody and one of his rare occurrences in the truck series here. Got himself a girlfriend and they moved in together and Kind of put the steering wheel away for a little bit, but he's back now.
And he found something better to occupy his time.
I think he had something that told him what his time is. Some people buy little pocket books to help you with figuring out your schedule, and then some people pick up a wife or a girlfriend and they decide it for him.
Very true.
It looks like pit stops have already occurred now. Some of those drivers that went a lap down probably going to get the wave around here, and that's going to put a lot of drivers back on the lead lap, but they're going to be mismatched on tire quite a bit between them and the drivers that have just got to the pit right now. So the drivers that are going to get the wave around here are going to find themselves at the back of the field with older tires. So not ideal, to say the least, for a lot of those drivers.
For most of them, it's about 4 or 5.
Well,
Dunwoody will be the first one that gets waved around. He stopped on 60. Peter stopped on 64.
Saw with 10 lap older tires, it was about a second drop off on times. So, I mean, any amount here at Darlington it's pretty heavy. And not only will that be, a bad part of it, but they're going to be all the way in the back. You see, we're going to have probably around 12 trucks getting the wave around here. And Tyler Fode's going to wind up being in 12th position. After the strategy call for him did not work out, went from leading this thing to losing the lead to some faster drivers with newer tires, and now he's found himself having to take a wave around, going to be finding himself back in the 12th position. So drivers like Tyler Fode really not liking how strategy has worked out in his favor, or against his favor. But back out front here, it looks like Tate Lytle is going to be leading it on the bottom lane with Jonathan Cutlip to his outside. Scott Crump is going to be in third with Sharman on the outside of him. Pace vehicle is off, and they're about to get going. Once they get past that whited dot, or that white line on the front straightaway, green flag is out. Tate Lytle gets a really good jump here, and surprisingly, his teammate and him did not time it very well, because it looks like Scott Crump is going to now go to battle with the 11. Try to see if he can be able to make up that position to be able to go back after Tate Lytle for the lead. And was able to do so. That will put Scott Crump out in second now, and only about a truck back from Tate Lytle. You see the majority of the field now going back to being single file. A little battle back there with Chris Wright. I believe he is a lap down, so he is a lap down right now. He has to get around the 46, which is no, he actually got around the 46, so that will put Chris Wright now in the lucky dog spot if a caution does come out. Out front here, Scott Crump now taking a look. He looked to the inside, now looking to the outside. Depends on how well he's able to put the throttle down. Loses the front nose just a little bit, and that allowed Tate Lytle to get enough distance once again. So now Scott Crump is going to try to make the maneuver again here. He seems to be really good in turns 1 and 2. But in 3 and 4, Tate Lytle's very, very smooth and consistent. Already down to less than 40 laps left to go in this event. Oh no, I'm hearing some more contact happening back further. Goodman. Oh, Goodman. That's
Just
that's
be
definitely a
puffing.
smoker. Yeah. Yeah, that is a smoker. Looks like I'm hearing contact between him and Fody. Looks like Goodman got loose and Fody made contact is what I'm hearing. Back out to the front here again. Scott Crump trying to make that outside lane work. But Tate Lytle turns 3 and 4. It's just so consistently smooth. Not a bobble. And it's making it very difficult for Scott Crump to find a way by.
Crump bouncing off the wall.
He's giving it all he's got, that's for sure. But in the meantime, that 56 is so consistent in saving his tires that I don't think it's going to be much longer before that 56 starts to distance himself. But here comes Scott Crump. He did have a run coming out of turn 4. It's going to be the inside of the 56. The 56 in the wall. He got stuck up against there, and that allowed Scott Crump to get in front of him. Scott Crump back to the lead now. So Scott Crump able to get back around Tate Lytle. Now the 5 has been rubbed off of that 56. That is a rare mistake. 56 did not want to give it and put too much momentum into turn 1 and hit the wall. But here comes back Tate Lytle. He is not going to stay behind Scott Crump for much longer. He's going to go back to battling him here as these two drivers are driving at 100%. Look at the speed and momentum he had. Right onto the back bumper. Inches away. A little bobble, a little net coat is all it will take for both of them
Contact.
to touch. Going down the front straightaway. Tate's going to have the advantage on the inside if he goes in correctly. He's going to be right there. Scott Crump. Oh, they make a little contact. Coming out of turn 2. Tate Lytle gets it back. Wow. Now Scott Crump is going to try to find a way back around him again. Going to have the momentum on the high side in turns 3 and 4. Let's see where he takes it. Oh, boy. These drivers are, right against each other. Scott Crump is now going to be to the inside. Oh, I'm just waiting for the contact. It's so close. They're going so hard. And that's allowed the drivers behind them to get right there. And look right now, it looks like Jonathan Cutlip is coming to Tate Lytle's rescue and is going to be battling with Scott Crump here. And Scott Crump's now going to have to worry about the 11.
Oh, turn.
Around goes Cutlip. Caution is out. Around goes Cutlip. Trying to get that little extra edge over Scott Crump. But Scott Crump was still there and turned across the front bumper of that 90 truck. I'm going to lose my voice here, Dave.
Hang in there.
Oh, just not enough room. Not enough room. They're going to give the tally to the 11 truck here. And the saga of Lake Norman versus Pro Edge continues here tonight. Yeah, Scott Crump lost quite. Oh, big contact under caution. What the heck happened there? The 99 truck
Go back.
going down the. What in the world did I just see?
Gets loose, trying to whoa it up behind 24.
He slams the inside wall. Nearly picked the back tires up.
That's why I don't check your text messages during caution.
And the Bitcoin tanked. Oh boy. Just nosedived it into the inside wall.
I was going to go back again. It was tagging something to William White, but I hadn't seen. Oh, puff of smoke there. Maybe he blew up.
Yeah, he blew his engine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happens when the engine pops. So William White engine just expired on his truck. It is all popping up under caution here. We're losing drivers all over the place. We do have wave around there. Looks like Chris Wright was able to get the lucky dog position. Now he's going to come down pit road, get a set of tires, and that's going to allow Fody to finally be back on to the same strategy as the ones in front of him. So here comes another Lake Norman to try to work his way up there. And this is getting good. This is getting good with 30 laps left to go. This is getting really, really, really exciting here. As that put Thomas Sherman up into second place. And I think Crump went down pit road too. This is really shaking up the top 10. That's for sure. Tate Lytle leads it. Thomas Sherman doing his best race in the truck so far, by far. Running in second place. Racimus finds his way up to the third position, doing a really good job. I mean, look how clean it is. We haven't said really any issues for that 70 truck. You got a little bit of door scrape.
Scraped
a little bit of door scrape. Just a little bit. But doing a really good job. 25. Had contact earlier. It looks good. Looks really good. Up to the fourth position. Lackawanna there. Doing a really good job. We saw how many times he made contact with the wall. Finds himself up to the fifth. And Jeff Green now finds himself in sixth position. Stop, people. Stop hitting the wall under caution, please. Scott Crump in seventh. Brent Jones in eighth. Tyler Fody in ninth. And Leighton Norgard back there in 10th. You think, man, it's time to, caution comes out. You're going to get up, get a glass of water or whatever. And we have more action with the caution than a lot of those green flag laps.
Looks like the top 6 are on the older tires. Crump will be the first one. 15 laps newer.
So yeah, this works out. He's taking his last set. The drivers in front have not taken their last set. So Scott Crump has decided he's going to lead him off with his final set and hope that it goes green from here on out. So there's still a lot of strategy to be played out here. But we're going to be waiting on it. Looks like Tate Lytle decided to take the outside lane this time. As the green flag is out. Everyone getting through their gears really good. Thomas Sherman able to get out there clear. So the eyes will be on that 90 truck of Scott Crump and how fast he's able to get through the field, which is pretty fast already, as he's already looking to the inside of the fifth place truck. As looks like both Lake Norman trucks trying to find their way past and get through and clean. Now, Tyler Fody should still have a set left in the pits as well, because he stayed out in the very first stop. So he should still have one set of tires left. Just like the drivers in front of him that he's racing. But Scott Crump, this is make it or break it. He's got to hope that it goes to the end here, because if not, he's gonna be on the back foot. As both of them are able to get up into the top 5 now. So far, everyone giving plenty of room out there. As here comes Scott Crump to the inside of Racimus. And Tate Lytle knows if it goes green, he's got no chance. Yeah, but he's banking on there's going to be at least a caution coming up here. That's the reason why he hasn't taken his final set. So Tate Lytle is banking that there's going to be at least one more caution here. Whoa, the 90 truck almost made sure of that, or the 70 truck, as he barely missed the wall coming out of turn 2. Thomas Sherman Oh, just trying to get around there without getting hit. Now the 90 truck of Scott Crump able to get underneath Thomas Sherman there. There you see, oh, Tate Lytle's pushing it. Tate Lytle's pushing it really hard to see the back end just scrape the wall there. But here comes some fast trucks right behind him. Scott Crump's coming in a hurry. As well as Tyler Fody. What a recovery by Tyler Fody. If you would have told me he had a really good chance of winning this thing 20, 30 laps ago, I wouldn't have thought so, but it is looking really, really good for Tyler Fody's chances here. Other drivers trying to work their way up there. Wadsworth in the 19 truck also trying to find a way up through there underneath Rasmus. Or right behind. Took a look.
Racimus.
Racimus. Oh boy. My voice is going, my mind is going. 19 truck able to get by Racimus as Wadsworth now finds himself into the top 5. Brent Jones also trying to take a look underneath Lockwell there. As here's a battle for the lead. Scott Crump has caught to the back bumper of the 56. I don't think there's going to be much of a battle here. Scott Crump to the inside now. Turns 3 and 4. Tate Lytle is doing his best, though. Doing a really good job. He's right up against the wall as he is trying to hold him off. 20 laps left to go in this event. Tate Lytle has to hope that there's a caution here shortly. Because I don't... Oh, he hits the wall really hard. Oh, that was a hard lick into the outside wall for Tate Lytle. That allowed Fody to make really quick work, and that made it really, really close battle now between the 90 and the 40 truck here. Tate Lytle hit the wall really hard, turns 1 and 2 there. Nah, he's just sitting back there and hoping that there's going to be at least one more caution here to allow him to have the advantage with tires. As he watches the 2 Lake Norman trucks now up front. I think it was like 30 laps ago, Dave, that it was 2 Pro Edge drivers out front and leading the thing, and now it's two Lake Norman trucks out front here. See a battle here with Cutlip underneath Thomas Sherman, able to get by him. Whoa, Thomas Sherman came really close there. We should have had a whoa counter,
Whoa.
Dave. Yeah, on the side there to count how many times I've had to say whoa, as the racing has been really tight here. Leighton Norgard making a charge through the field, and Dustin Dewar right in front of him. Give him a shout out. Up to the 8th position. Haven't really talked much about him, but just having a really clean day. Look at his truck. It's really clean, and one of the cleanest out there. I mean, he's just really been just chipping away at it, doing just what he needs to. Finds himself up into the 8th position, looking to gain a couple more here before the end of this thing. He may have a real good shot of being able to get into the 6th position here before it's all done.
He even got both his numbers on the right.
Nah, I don't see any scrapes on it. Doing a really good job. We are down to 16 laps to go, and just a little less than half a second separates the 90 truck of Scott Crump and the 40 of Tyler Fody. Wadsworth was able to make pretty quick work of Tate Lytle, and it changes from here. Oh, it's all changed from here. Huge wreck on the front straightaway. Trying to see who that is.
Dustin Dewar.
No!
Oh
no. Oh, no.
Broadcaster curse.
Oh, Dusty. Dustin Dewar, and let's see exactly what happened here. Oh no, I feel sick.
Sorry, Dusty.
Oh boy. Just a little contact is all it took, and that 32, they're going to give it a racing incident. I would agree. I mean, it was just a tap. A tap. I really don't think it was on the 70 or the 32, but needless to say, that will be the end of the night for the 32. I mean, look how clean the truck was right before that. And, yeah, that just... Oh, that's rough. Yeah, both drivers were coming together. They were already racing really close. It was at the end of the race, but unfortunate for Dustin Dewar there. But this changes everything. This is Scott Crump's worst nightmare. Let's say the least. Tyler Fode is going to be pretty okay. Like I said, he had saved a set of tires, and he's going to come down pit road, be the first driver with 4 sets of tires. Tate Lytle's going to come down there and try his hat again at trying to get the lead again. It's going to split it. I believe there's going to be 4 drivers that are completely out of tires. So they're going to have to stay out. Like they don't have anything in the pits for them. So they have to stay out, and that would be Scott Crump, Jonathan Cutlip, Leighton Norgard, and Brent Jones. Those 4 drivers are stuck with what they got, and what they got is some old tires. So that they're gonna regret some decisions they made here very shortly. But that's gonna allow Fode and Tate Lytle to have to try to figure out. I think the winning move is who gets through the field the most efficient. I think that's really what's going to come of it. Is who between those 2 drivers is able to get through the field the most efficiently. And that's going to probably play into the factor of who's going to walk away with this. Should be about 10 laps to go when we go back green. It's a 10-lap shootout here. I don't know, Dave. How do you feel about this?
Well, I think just doing some quick math, I think it's going to take Fode, if he manages the passes right, it'll take him about 4 laps maybe to get to Crump. And then normally I would say you never know if Crump's going to let you by, but now they're teammates.
Well, that's if Fode is the one that gets to him first.
Yeah, Tate's going to be right on Fode's butt.
We saw earlier in the race how aggressive Tate's been, and Tate's been very, very aggressive here tonight. Nothing on the line, just trying to come out for wins, trying to take one away from Malik Norman, which is what he would want to do. And we've seen how aggressive he is. Now he's going to have the outside lane, and I don't know if that's the advantage. I think what comes to both of those drivers, who gets the advantage, is how well their respected lines that they're in take off for the start of this race. I think the inside lane with the leader obviously is going to have a bit of an advantage. So it's really which one of those drivers gets, like I said, gets through the field that's going to be in the best position. I really don't see Scott Crump holding up Fode too much, because I think Scott Crump realizes he's not in the most favorable position right now.
You know, one of the things we could do for next week is color the drivers that aren't racing for points, because we have quite a few of them not in the points.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I mean, it's not going to be too much longer before we start coloring the ones that are in.
It all goes fine in the playoffs, yeah.
Yeah. But here they go. It will be a 10-lap shootout. Scott Crump leading it over Jonathan Cutlip, coming to the line here. 14 drivers still on the lead lap, and the green flag is back out. Scott Crump gets a really good restart. He's able to get out to four truck length lead there going into turn 1. Wow. Really strong move there. As Fody able to get past, Thomas Sherman able to get past some of them, and Tate Lytle is stuck. He is stuck behind Brent Jones, and he is not having a good time where he's at right now. He is going to lose a lot of positions. Thomas Sherman gets hit. Oh, Thomas Sherman, Brent Jones, they're still green, but Thomas Sherman got hooked there, and I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Thomas Sherman got hooked in the front straightaway, and that caused a huge checkup. I'm surprised how well Scott Crump and Cutlip are doing with old tires. As you might be right, 4 laps. I was thinking it was going to take less than that, but it would take probably about 4 laps. I mean, Cody has got to get around these guys quickly because it's not too much longer before some drivers with new tires are going to be right behind him. He's got a little bit of leeway here to make the pass, but not much longer.
Chris Wright's actually on new tires too, and he's
correct. Chris Wright was a big beneficiary of all that checkup and line placement, as he made a lot of positions there. As you see, Fody trying to do a switchback there, gets underneath Jonathan Cutlip. With 7 laps left to go, is going to be able to make the pass here going into turn 1. So now Tyler Fody has only one person in front of him. That's his teammate of Scott Crump. Ooh, you see there's Tyler Fody get a little bit in the wall. He lost some time there to his teammate there. Both of these drivers are not racing for points. They're already past champions. But they're only here for victory. But very quickly coming up through the field, Chris Wright is right there. 6 laps left to go. I mean, if Fody was trying to give his teammate the win, he's not gonna be able to have time to do that. I think Chris Wright is gonna force Tyler Fody's hand. He's gonna have to be aggressive here. Gonna be to the inside of his teammate there. Scott Crump into the outside wall, and that is all it wrote for Scott Crump. His chances are done here. He's not even gonna finish in the top 3. As before he gets to the line, he's 2 wide for 3rd place. As now Fody is out front, and Chris Wright was there in the beginning of the race, kind of disappeared for a while with strategy and everything else, and now finds himself back out front. So Chris Wright is trying to now go for his first ever Truck Series win, and a caution's out.
Oh my!
Oh no! Like, oh man. What happened here? Let's see exactly where this caution. Hearing Brent Jones apologize like it might be his issue.
Oh, there it is. 19.
Whoa! Wow! What happened with a 19? And wow, what a maneuver both of those drivers did, the 70 and Thomas Sherman, to be able to miss them. Oh, the 88 got loose there, made contact, and turned the 19 around. Whoa! Watch the 70, watch the 70. Let's see if we can see what happened to the 70. Because I am not... Did he save that? Wow. We'll have to rewind that and see how he was able to save that from hitting the inside wall. Woo! That back end came out. Well, that definitely caused some craziness, that's for sure. I'm just going to stack them all back up. Not going to really benefit any run because everyone's used all their tires at this point. No one has saved any extra set for this point. But what this did do is it allowed Tate Lytle to catch back up to the leader. Tate Lytle did not have any luck on that restart where he was stuck behind Brenton Jones. Fell back quite a bit of positions, but now has a chance. As slim as it is, still has a chance to try to go up for this thing now. This is not helping my voice, Dave.
Well, you got a whole week off, but I mean, and I don't think any of the drivers are going to care if you don't talk much when you drive. So.
Oh, please. People love it when I talk.
Yeah, but they'll never know if it's you or somebody else.
Oh, it's because I got too many voices downloaded onto my computer at this point. It's hard for me to even realize if I'm talking or not.
You can just take everything you say and make it into a key, and then you don't even have to have a voice.
Who's to say you're even here, Dave? I might just be pushing buttons.
We'll probably both be we'll be replaced by AI eventually.
Well, they'll have an easier time with me. I talk a lot more than you, Dave. Well, this is going to set up for a green-white checker for these drivers. Now, Tyler Fode, Tate Lytle, Scott Crump, none of those drivers are really racing for points. Either with past champions or not really racing for the full season. Chris Wright, on the other hand, and Jonathan Cutler. Yeah, they are absolutely racing for points. And Chris Wright's going to have a really good points night if this is where he ends up finishing. But that has not been determined just yet. Jonathan Cutlip was second in points.
Nathan Joyner is not here tonight.
Chris Wright was fifth in points, so
yep.
Yeah, this should be very helpful for his
Justin
points
Fuller
situation.
also not here. Good chance to gain some points. Cutlip in. Chris Wright.
Now we're back to 15 drivers on the lead lap here. Pace car lights are off. That is hope for my voice, and definitely this is the last caution. I'm going to have try to keep the voice up for at least the finish here. As Tyler Fode will pick the outside lane, of course, to help his teammate there in the 90 truck, just to make it that much more difficult for his competitors. As there they come to the restart line. Green flag is out. 3 laps to go here at the Darlington 150 for the Stay Tuned Truck Sports Series. Contact further back in the field, but they're still green here. Chris Wright to the inside, unable to make it work just yet. Is he going to be able to clear Scott Crump? He will do so. Contact. A lot of drivers making contact with the wall. Side by side for third, Scott Crump and Tate Lytle. Will Chris Wright be able to make any type of move on Tyler Fode? He's got about a 1-truck lead right now. So far, clean. White flag is out. We will be back to the checker flag here. Chris Wright's going to be having maybe one more option. He's only got one option, really. He's got to be able to put a bumper to the back of the 40.
Got to play smart, though. I mean, you're going to be the points lead, get the most points out of this. You don't want to finish 15th.
That is true. Looks like he's decided with that, because here they come out of turn 4. Tyler Fode able to get it done here. Led early. Tire strategy didn't work to his advantage, but late in the run it all came together. Tyler Fode able to win it here at Darlington. It's Chris Wright in second and Tate Lytle third. So really good, strong run by a lot of these drivers here late in the run. Love taps there between Lake Norman and Pro Edge. As Tyler Fode gets himself another Truck Series victory here tonight. After 112 laps, Tyler Fode, with the freshest tires, saved them from when they mattered, able to get it done here at Darlington. He was able to stay on the lead lap even though he had old tires, and saved up enough of them to be able to put them on at the end to be able to have the speed and the class to be able to get through the field. And let's go ahead and see if we can go through our race results before we start bringing up some of our drivers here. All right, after 112 laps here at Darlington, this is our race results. Tyler Fody able to get it done. Chris Wright able to get a second place, his best finish of the year. Tate Lytle able to come home third in one of his rare races here in the Truck Series. Jay Connor, really good, strong run. A fourth place for Jay Connor. Able to get up there and going to get some points going his way. Scott Crump, even with older tires, still only dropped back to the 5th position. Jonathan Cutlip as well dropped back down to the 6th position. Richard Lackawa, after so much contact with the wall tonight, I think he's taking some home with him at this point. Able to get it home in 7th position. Might have to use some of that purse money to place some of those door panels. Thomas Sherman able to come back to an 8th position after having contact there late in the race. Jesse Racimus able to get 9th, and Jeff Green rounds out our top 10. Leighton Norgard finishes in the 11th position. Justin Wadsworth in 12th. Michael Hossack 13th. Brent Jones 14th, and our last driver on the lead lap, Mark Rebellis, after an occurrence with the pit road wall under caution, able to finish out 15th here tonight. Sam Batwell 16th, Andrew Hardcastle 17th, David Dunwoody in 18th. Jaden Racimus 19th, Dustin Dewar after that heartbreak there near the end of the race there finishes in 20th, Corey Abbott 21st, Connor Thompson 22nd, Gil, I'm just going to go with Gil. Gil in 23rd, William White 24th, Michael Goodman 25th, and Jess Story at the back of the pack here in 26th. That is our finish here for these drivers. Let's go ahead and see if we can bring up our 3rd place driver, Tate Lytle. Well, Tate Lytle, I was kind of hinting at it a lot tonight, that there's been, between Pro Edge and Lake Norman, for the last few weeks here, some fairly high aggression towards each other. And I don't know if it occurred over to here, or maybe this kind of cleared things up a little bit, but it was a strong run between both of your teams. At points, both teams were leading respectively 1st and 2nd position, and it swapped over. But at the end, looks like Lake Norman was able to win it here tonight. What was the outcome that led to you finishing 3rd whenever that restart? You lined up side by side with Tyler Fody, but unable to really be able to continue that battle on to the end there.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a fun race. A lot of good hard racing. Unfortunately, looks like some netcode got John wrecked, and that kind of set it up for him. But yeah, I started 6th there, and I mean, we were kind of just at the mercy of the 2 in front of us. If Norgard launched better, Fody was going to get it, and if Brent launched better, I was going to get it, and it was Norgard by a mile, and I got kind of stuck back there and ended up getting passed by a couple cars. Because, I mean, I couldn't do anything. I was stuck behind him. I was going to wreck somebody trying to do anything else. So, unfortunate way to end it, but we were close to leading the most laps. Had him covered on the long run, and almost had the strategy right. Just got lined up in the wrong row, and that's all it took. But yeah, fun setup. I mean, my tires were like 77-70 after that long run, so it was a little squirrely. Had to drive it. I was trying to rip the bottom in 3 and 4 to wear some right front on top of it. But yeah, bummer we didn't get the win, but I mean, had the speed.
Well, again, a good drive by you and your team. I mean, Cutlip able to come back to sixth place, so it wasn't all bad for Pro Edge and everything. So you guys can't win them all. You can nearly get all the drivers, but you can't win all the races here. But good run by you guys, and like you said, just wrong lane at the wrong time of the race. But overall strategy really strong there. I mean, Darlington sets up for a really good racing here. As far as with the trucks, I mean, how does this compare to like some of the other series? How much different is it to try to rip Darlington here in the truck series?
I don't know. It's pretty. It really depends on the setup, I guess. This one was pretty. It was a little tight in 3 and 4, but you really had to drive it in the middle of 1 and 2 to just try and save some tire. But I mean, these are down horsepower compared to the Xfinity cars and the Cup cars, and then the Cup cars are like driving a GT car out here. So I mean, they're all three very. I mean, there's the most similar to one another, of course, but they're very different from one another. So.
Well, overall, again, not one of your rare occurrences. Do you have any other truck plans this year to show up? I mean, trucks have really produced really good battles here so far this season. Do you plan on showing up to any more?
Let's see. Next week is that auto? No, that's in 2 weeks, so probably not. Probably not. Maybe.
Not Knoxville?
Really? Absolutely not. Or IRP. Those two. You'll have about 15 trucks out there probably. Those two tracks suck, but I doubt it next week. Maybe, let's see. Have to do my weeks right, but maybe, well, I guess I'm probably not allowed to run in the Chase, but Vegas or Homestead maybe, but I don't know.
The opinions offered by Tate Lytle or not?
Absolutely not. That's his opinion. I love those two races on the
These
schedule.
are great
IRP.
tracks. Come on.
I like Knoxville. I think it's different than a Bristol Dirt or a
it's an actual
Eldora
dirt track, but these aren't actual dirt cars, so.
There's a dirt truck, kinda.
They put dirt tires on them. That's about the extent of that. And
They put a little plastic thing across the hood to help skirt the dirt. That's all you need.
Yeah, no, that track sucks. If anyone tells you differently, if that track doesn't suck in a truck, they're lying. So, sorry.
We'll see.
Those tracks
we'll
suck.
See.
Vegas rocks. Yeah, they always got to throw Gateway in there. That one's kind of a bummer, too. Richmond's pretty good. Well, Gateway's fun in the Cup car, but in the other series, it's kind of I don't know, I don't love it. But in the Cup car, the little shifting is kind of fun. But, yeah, I don't know. You guys got 2 other guys to interview, so I better get the heck out of here. But shout out Days Gone By if anyone's still listening. And yeah, damn Fody.
That's Tate Lytle for you, folks. He'll be back, I'm sure, eventually. But that's Tate Lytle. I don't agree with him. I like the race. The races coming up. Driver that's got to be happy with his finish tonight, especially with how some of the schedule is for the later on. It's going to be Chris Wright. Really good points night for you. Able to get some points your way and help you with trying to get yourself far enough up in the points to get yourself clear with some tough racetracks up ahead. Chris Wright coming home second. Exactly what did your night entail here tonight, Chris?
Well, you know, on the scorecard it said we started second to Fody, finished second to Fody. But there was a lot going on out there. We ended up trying to save a set of tires with Fody. I thought it was a great call. You know, Fody don't make too many bad calls. Ended up 2 laps down. Caution came out, kind of trapped us. Ended up back in traffic. So most of the night was spent back there in the pack, trying to drive our way back through, get our laps back. We got them back. Missed some of the chaos and came home second. But as far as a good points night, I wasn't thinking points night. I was trying to win the race there at the end.
I don't think you ever think otherwise, Chris. You always. Congratulations,
I was a little
man.
worried. I was a little worried about getting a black because I just got to a point and I just picked a point and said, I think this is where he's going to launch, try to time the launch. And I went a little early, but I was able to get checked up, give it back, and Tate was right there to give me a push. And I got all my momentum back to stay beside him down into 1 and just couldn't quite stay all the way beside him when we had to drive across the apron. But ultimately, it was a great night. I really wanted, I know, Dave, you've been through a lot these last couple weeks, so it's cool to get an interview, but I really wanted the trophy to give to you tonight, and it means a lot driving with that Huck machine out there, and we hope you're all in our thoughts and prayers there with everything you went through.
I appreciate it, man. This was great. A great smile on my face, and watching you come home, definitely worth it. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I couldn't believe we ended up back with a shot. I mean, we restarted like 9th with 10 to go, and all of a sudden, I look up and there I am right behind Fody as we're trying to navigate traffic.
I mean, you were able to. What was your biggest key factor was the last couple of restarts, just having the right lane. I mean, you were in that bottom lane. There was a big checkup on the high side, and I don't think you ever lifted for many of it. And I think you made some of the most positions gained on some of those restarts. So really good restarting from your end. But I know you said you weren't thinking of points, but points are definitely going to be on your mind here with some of these racetracks coming up. You looking forward to some of these, or are you going to be a Tate Lytle and be a downer on some of these races that are going to be coming up in the Truck Series?
Well, I don't know where we're going. I knew we were at Darlington tonight. Where are we heading next week?
Auto Club.
Auto Club
in
for
2
next
weeks.
week.
2 weeks.
And then IRP, Knoxville, Martinsville, then Talladega.
Well, I'm not looking forward to Knoxville. I'll tell you that right now. One of my talents is not dirt racing, so that's going to be a rough night for the Huck machine. But you keep talking about points, and points are great, but if you run up front, the points are going to come. Tyler Fody, the reason he runs so well is because he doesn't worry about the points. I'm not going to worry about the points. I want some trophies. I want to win some races. I did what I could tonight. We ended up, just not quite able to hang there. As far as moving forward from here, Auto Club should be fun. I don't know with these trucks. I don't know what kind of package we'll get. It might end up being a little bit of a pack race. IRP is, that's a short track, but it typically puts on a pretty good race. There's typically a lot of green flag racing there in Elite. And like I said about Knoxville, we'll be lucky to be running. If we're running at the end of that race when the checker flag falls, that'll be a win.
Well, good finish here tonight, Chris. We want to go ahead and let you do your thank yous and shout outs, and good job getting the Huckmobile up into a podium here tonight.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to Dave there. He puts his name on the truck. Everybody at Mountain Man Motorsports over there with Bobby and the whole team. It's a new team this year. Of course, I left Tyler Fody's team, so congrats to him on getting a win. He ran a great race tonight. Never made a mistake in the first run when I was right on him. Then there at the end, never made a mistake again, and that's why he is a champion of the series. So congrats to him on another trophy there for him. And I just can't wait. I'm ready to get a win here for Bobby and everybody at Mountain Man Motorsports. I'm not real sure how the rest of the team ran tonight. I think Jess had a bad night, so I know that Bobby hasn't raced too much yet, but the second half of the season, maybe starting at Auto Club, we should see Bobby out here every week. So I think he won a race last year. Maybe he'll come back and win a race again this year.
I'm calling it for Knoxville for you. I think that's where the first one's going to be coming from. But
Dude, I would be shocked. I'm just going to tell you right now, Gerald. Like it's not going to happen. I'm not a dirt guy. It's not going to happen.
All right. Well, good job, Chris, and we'll get to talk to you again. All righty.
All right, and shout out to you guys here too for the broadcast every week. It's a lot that goes into these broadcasts, and a lot of people kind of got to know that over the last couple of weeks, just everything that entails a broadcast and whatnot. So shout out to you guys for taking the time to do it.
Well, of course, this is the best broadcast of the week.
I don't know, tomorrow night.
You might fight over that one.
All right, well, Chris, we'll let you go here, and good finish for you, and we'll get to talk to you before the season's up, I'm sure.
All right, thanks, guys.
That was Chris Wright. Well, let's go ahead and bring up our leader here our winner here, before I lose my voice completely. Tyler Fody able to get it done here. I don't know if you felt like you had the winning strategy in the beginning, but it all come to fruition at the end there. Was that just insightful thinking there, or was it all luck at the end of it all?
Yeah, it was definitely pretty lucky. We only got 3 sets tonight, and we had that caution on like lap 14 or 15. And I kind of thought it was going to trend. We were just going to have yellows every 20 laps or so I didn't think anything of it, and I just stayed out. And then we decided to run 60 laps green or something crazy. And that really put me back because I had to stop way before everybody, and I almost went 2 laps down, but fortunately stayed just 1 down, and then we ended up getting the yellow and got a wave around. And still it didn't look too great because we were running out of laps, and I was still edge of the top 10. And then something else happened. I think we had another yellow, and everyone used their last set, and I came in with them, and I still had that extra one from the beginning. And then we ran a little more, and then we had one more yellow, and that's where I finally got to use my set that I was banking on the whole race. So I guess in the end it came full circle, but a little close for comfort there. But yeah, happy to bring it home.
Overall, good win there for you. I mean, tough battling with with everybody. Chris Wright, Tate Lytle, Scott Crump, but overall able to get it done. As far as Tate Lytle goes, you won just because you had the best line there at the end. But overall, you had speed from the get go. It just was a different type of race completely with all the tire strategy and everything. So overall, real fun race here. Are you showing up to any of these other races here for the rest of the season, or you showing up for the ones that you know that you can win at?
It's more of the most fun ones to me. It's really what I look at, and I always want to run the Daytona opener, which was the last one I did here, and I had Darlington Circle just because it's a fun track. I don't know if we're allowed to do playoff races. I would hope not. Let these guys run their series straight up. So assuming we don't run in the playoffs, I'll probably do the dirt race because that's always fun. And then I don't really know what else they have in the regular season, so that might be it. Just a dirt race, and we'll just be a spectator. Fun series to watch. Definitely a lot of talent in it.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations on your victory here, Fody. Really good battling. We want to go ahead and let you do your thank yous and shout outs for your team, as for a while there you guys were running 1-2 there, but able to still get both drivers into the top 5 here at the end of it all. So go ahead and give it over to you and Lake Norman to do your thank yous for tonight's.
Yeah, like you said, shout out to Crump there. We're the only 2 tonight, but we had a lot of speed. Kind of were on split strategies, and for a minute there we were on the same one right at the end, and it was looking like it was going to be a nice 1-2 battle to the end, but had that yellow. He still got a top 5 out of it, so it was nice to see the speed there. Shout out to Tate, Cutlip, Chris Wright, all the guys that were battling tonight. Everyone ran really well and clean up front. So yeah, shout out to you, you guys up here in the booth, Dave Huck, Blue Egg Marketing, and yeah, I guess we will see y'all back in at the dirt race.
Absolutely. Well, again, congratulations, and I'm pretty sure we'll get to talk to you again. If anything, at the dirt track, we'll know you'll be a terror there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
That was Tyler Fody, your winner. Overall, Dave, happy to have you back. Very, very happy to have you back.
It was good to be back.
Well, I like you make these Saturday nights a lot easier for me. Trust me, not with just pronunciation, but your hard work and dedication and backing me up. We make a really good team. You let me do all the talking while you do all the work. So
I don't want to be the spoiler,
everything.
but it's Sunday night, man. I gotta go to work.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wish it was. I need my voice. It's gonna be gone here.
All right, let's get out of here.
We want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. Our next race will be at Auto Club. Is that next week or the following week?
Following week, 2 weeks from tonight.
2 weeks from tonight. Do not miss it. The Truck Series has been a blast. You see these drivers, if they're not racing in it, they're watching it. So stay tuned for us in the Stay Tuned Truck Series here. And we thank you. Have yourself a wonderful night. We'll see you 2 weeks from now.